Hello students, welcome to our English class. I am Mr. Bhaskar Pawar from Daycare Center School Nasik. Today we are going to see an interesting topic, the fun they had, ninth standard. Let's see the introduction of the topic, the fun they had. The story begins with two children named Margie and Tommy. It takes place in the world of the future where computers dominates everything. Moreover, it also shows how the concept of school and classrooms has transformed completely. It is the year of 2157 and Margie is writing in her diary about how Tommy found a book. Let's start with the topic. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. They turned the pages, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same words on it and that it had when they read it the first time. "Ghee," said Tommy. "What a waste. When you are through with the book, you just throw it away. I guess our television screen must have had a million books on it, and it is good for plenty more. I would not throw it away." "Same with mine," said Margie. She was 11 and had not seen as many textbooks as Tommy had. He was 13. She said, "Where did you find it?" "In my house." He pointed without looking because he was busy reading. "In the attic." "What's it about?" "School." Margie was scornful. "School? What is there to write about school? I hate school." Margie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and worse until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. He smiled at Margie and gave her an apple, then took the teacher apart. Margie had a hope he would not know how to put it together again, but he knew how all right, and after an hour or so, there it was again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. That was not so bad. The part Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. He said to her, "Mother, it is not a little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory. And He patted Margie's head again. Margie was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. So, she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about school?" Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes. "Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago," he added loftily, pronouncing the word carefully. "Centuries ago." Margie was hurt. "Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago." She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, "Anyway, they had a teacher." "Sure, they had a teacher, but it was not a regular teacher. It was a man." "A man? How could man be a teacher?" "Well, he just told the boys, girl thing and gave them homework and asked them questions." "A man is not a smart enough." "Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher." "He knows almost as much, I betcha." Margie was not prepared to dispute that. She said, "I would not want a strange man in my house to teach me." Tommy screamed with laughter. "You don't know much, Margie. The teachers did not live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. And all the kids learned the same things." "Sure, if they were the same age. But my mother says teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently." "Just the same, they did not do it that way then. If you do not like it, you don't have to read the book." "I did not say I did not like it," Margie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools. They were not even half finished when Margie's mother called, "Margie, school." Margie looked up. "Not yet, Mama." "Now," said Mrs. Jones, "and it is probably time for Tommy too." Margie said to Tommy, "Can I read the book some more with you after school?" "Maybe," he said nonchalantly. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book stuck beneath his arm. Margie went into the schoolroom. It was the right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday, because her mother said little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours. The screen was lit up and said, "Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot." Margie did so with a sigh. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather's grandfather was a little boy. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things, so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. And the teachers were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when we add fractions 1 upon 2 and 1 upon 4. Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had, written by Isaac Asimov. Let's see the new words meaning. First, crinkly, crushed. Second, attic, loft or store space of the house. Third, scornful, show dislike. Next, slot, given time. Loftily, airily, in a superior tone. Patted, cherub. Betcha, surely. Dispute, argue or quarrel with. Nonchalantly, in an indifferent, cool manner. Here is the end of this lesson. Thank you.